Good morning, y'all, and happy Wednesday. So, today on your agenda, all you have to do is watch your mini lesson video, which you are today, right now, and you have to complete your Polygon hunt. Okay? So, we're going to continue taking some notes about polygons, and then we're going to look at our assignment for the day to go over the directions. So, just to review what polygons are, we talked about Monday, Tuesday, and today that polygons are classified by the number of sides. Okay, we can put them into subsets by how many sides they have, and then from there they can be classified as different shapes. Okay, all polygons are 2D shapes. A polygon is any shape that has 3 or more sides, so everything but a circle. It's a closed figure, which means there's no opening. Okay, and then a polygon always has straight lines. Okay, so we have talked about 2 different subsets of polygons the last couple days. Okay, our first one we talked about was, one of them that we talked about was triangles, right? And we talked about the prefix tri tells us that there are 3 sides. Okay, the second subset we talked about were quadrilaterals. That's a Q. Okay, and we talked about our prefix quad tells us that these polygons all have 4 sides. Okay, so today we're going to review some of the other subsets of polygons that don't have as many shapes below them. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is a pentagon. Okay, and if you remember your prefix, penta, tells you that this has 5 sides. Okay, now when we talk about a pentagon, okay, we're talking about 5 equal sides. So don't judge my drawing. My sides might not be equal, okay, but we know that every pentagon is going to have 5 equal sides. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be a pentagon. Okay. Our next subset of polygons that we could talk about is a 6-sided shape that we call a hexagon. And again, if you look at your prefix, hexa tells you that it's going to have 6 sides. So anytime you have a 6-sided shape with equal sides, you're going to call that a hexagon. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, the next shape we're going to talk about is a 7-sided shape that we call a heptagon. And remember, just like before, our prefix hepta tells us how many sides it is. Now, my heptagon is going to look like a hot mess, but as you have discovered this week, Miss McAdams is not an artiste, and my sides are not equal. But in a normal heptagon, they would all be equal. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last shape that we're going to talk about, and these could go on forever and ever and ever, but we're just going to focus on these shapes for today. The last subset of a polygon would be our 8-sided shapes that are called octagons. And if you think of an octopus, right, that prefix tells you that there's going to be 8 sides. And if you look at a stop sign, that is a great example of an octagon. Again, please don't judge Miss McAdams' drawings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So those are different subsets, or like we talked about yesterday, are different families of our polygons. Okay. So right now we're going to look at our assignment for the day, go over some of the directions, and then you'll be good to go. Okay, so today's assignment is a polygon hunt. So what you're going to do is you're going to walk around your house in your backyard and you're going to look for polygons. Okay? You're trying to find as many polygons as you can. So if I were you, I would have a piece of notebook paper out. I would be writing down, like, here's how many triangles I saw, here's how many quadrilaterals I saw, and what those were. So if you saw a picture frame in your house, that is considered a quadrilateral, right? If it was a rectangle. So I'd write down, under quadrilateral, rectangle, picture frame. Okay? Now, it doesn't have to be just quadrilaterals. You can look for triangles, pentagons, hexagons, heptagons, octagons. If you want to look around your house and see if you have a decagon, you can. Okay? All right, so like we talked about yesterday, if you got down the insert picture from week 1 where you were taking pictures of your work and submitting it, you can totally do that. If that gave you trouble, no worries. You're just going to make a list of all the quadrilaterals you found. Okay, so again, if I saw the face of my refrigerator is a rectangle, okay, so under quadrilaterals, I would put face of my refrigerator, rectangle, okay. The next slide talks about triangles, so you're going to do the same thing. You're going to walk around your house, see if you can find any triangles, and then you're going to write down what it was, okay? Or you can take a picture of it. Make sure you are specifying what kind of triangle it is. Is it an obtuse triangle? Is it an equilateral triangle? Is it a right triangle? Okay? And the last one, you can insert or make a list of all the weird polygons you found. Okay, so that's like if you found a octagon in your house, that would be a weird polygon, right? Like I said earlier, if you found a decagon, and a decagon has 10 sides, because deca tells us that it's 10, you could write that down, okay? Once you have compiled your list and know there's not a set number, as long as you do more than 2, I'll be happy, okay? Once you've finished your list or you've inserted your pictures, you're done. Turn it in. There is a new math research project in the enrichment box. If you have not started on any of those this week, you can do that. If you're done with those, you can work on Education Galaxy or Prodigy. Okay. I also put in there some logic puzzles. They're pretty easy, but sometimes it's fun to just go back and do something kind of simple where there's really no math involved. You're just really thinking and problem solving. So I'll be on Zoom all morning if you need me. Pop in, share your screen. We can go over some of your questions. Okay? Y'all have a happy Wednesday.